Hello, everyone, and welcome to OST Live, a weekly broadcast on blockchain, brand tokens, and token economies. And on this episode, we have an update to the Hornet rollout of LGBT token. And with us today, we have Howell, CEO of the LGBT Foundation, and we also have Matt Norris, head of product at Hornet. Matt and Sean, thank you so much for joining us on OST Live.
Thanks for having us.
Great to be here.
So, Matt, let's start off with a little bit of background on Hornet's points programs that has existed. Can you tell us a little bit about why Hornet is shifting over from a points-based program to a tokens-based program?
So I think the first consideration is that tokens are more secure. So it gives our users more security in knowing that their earnings as a result of their contributions to the community live on the blockchain and are theirs forever. Our point system is, it's fairly secure, but it's all fairly arbitrary. And so moving to the blockchain just gives them that extra piece of security as well. I think they're more valuable. So earning tokens is more valuable than earning points. And that, like I said before, our points are relatively arbitrary. They're valued based on the rate of earnings for contributing to our programs and the rate of redemptions. Whereas earning the LGBT token actually has a clear and specified value. So our users will really know the value of their contributions, and that hopefully encourages more and more of our users to participate in our community programs. I think another aspect is that there's a social good component to the LGBT token, unlike with our points program. So all of the profits generated by use of the LGBT token are donated to LGBT charities and causes that help advance equality for all around the world. And I think probably most importantly, it's just way cooler to use blockchain than our own internal point system.
Great, and some very exciting features that come along with that. So, Matt, what were some of the considerations for the Hornet team when choosing to launch and integrate a token in the app?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of things to consider. I think just to highlight a couple, one is really all around the user experience. I think this is where we've done and continue to do most of our thinking. Many of our users have heard of cryptocurrency in some capacity. Most have heard about sort of the Bitcoin rise and fall, but many have never had any hands-on experience. And so creating a user experience that feels familiar, accessible, transparent, I think is extremely key in rolling out tokens to our users around the world. And so that's something that we really think about day in, day out. And I think beyond that, we're the first app in our category to integrate blockchain, certainly in this way, at the very least. And that's really, really exciting to sort of be at the forefront of that technology. But it raises a lot of questions, and chief among them, in a world where our apps have to be approved by Apple and Google, how do they feel about this? And how will they treat our apps with a cryptocurrency involved? And so we had to take a lot of time thinking about how do we integrate the token and also support all of our desired and various redemption options in the way that ultimately they will approve for the store and approve for our users' consumption.
Great, and you guys are definitely being innovators, being early adopters of new technologies. And Sean, maybe you can provide us with a background of the LGBT Foundation. What is the LGBT Foundation's vision for the LGBT token?
Great question. If you think about the LGBT population, whether it's in the United States or Africa, the Middle East, no LGBT have full equality. Yet, if you combine all of us, our purchasing power is really large. It's $4.2 trillion. And in the world's ecosystems, that means that we're right between Japan and Germany in terms of size. So while we don't have full equality, we actually have a lot of purchasing power. And the vision for the token is to help collect that, use that for good. And there's two ways that I think we can achieve something large together. One is we can self-generate funds for all the nonprofit activities that our community needs and does, and we don't need to depend on others. And so that there's some power in that. There's more autonomy for us. Secondly, just looking at the impact that we still need to do, there's lots of places where 71 countries in the world, being LGBT is criminalized, income inequality exists, and so we have a lot of work that we need to do. And oftentimes, the LGBT community has technology used against us. And this is a chance for us to use a very strong and current technology to empower our community.
Hornet has these communities in which the users contribute. Sean, maybe you can tell us a little bit about why Hornet makes a great, I guess, first launch partner for LGBT Foundation in the ways of like the contributions that it makes.
There's really a number of reasons why Hornet's a great partner. One, they're a technology company, so it's kind of important that we're launching, sophisticated technology with the LGBT technology company. We'll launch with non-technology companies in the future. So that's one part. The other part is they have 25 million users all over the world, and just kind of immediately that really creates a big population that can use and access the token. And there's very few cryptocurrencies that can launch with that kind of scale and so quickly and easily. So those are two of the most important reasons.
Great. And going to the creation of the LGBT token, can you tell us a little bit about why you chose to go with OST in creating and launching the token on OST?
Yeah. We had done a lot of research into what would be the best way to launch a token for the LGBT community. We hired lawyers, we worked with some of the best technologists, exploring building our own. And there's a number of reasons we didn't necessarily to do that. For creating an altcoin that we would have to enter the marketplace, it would have been a bit speculative. The cost would have been high. And so OST solved a lot of the needs that we had. It's a large established blockchain company. It's creating a solution for a branded token that's easy. The CEO, Jason Goldberg, happens to be a member of the LGBT community. And so it checked a lot of boxes. And I think it's one of the best companies in the space.
Great, and we appreciate your kind words, Sean. And OST recently launched OST Platform a few months back, and basically enabling any business to go on the platform and launch their own brand token. And it was a very exciting time, especially for our partners, to be able to use this platform live on mainnets. So, Sean, what was your experience like using OST Platform?
I thought it was easy to use. I wasn't the engineers integrating it, but I worked with that team. I think Matt probably can speak better to that.
Yeah, I think from our side, the OST platform made the setup and configuration of the token exceptionally easy. It took a lot of the headache of what probably would have been a lot of tinkering and fine tuning just really out of the mix. And really streamlined our process of getting set up and getting the token ready for the public, which was great.
Great. And for the viewers who would like to learn a little bit more about the platform and how it works, I'll link down some links to that in the description. So Matt, can you tell us a little bit about how Hornet or how LGBT tokens will be used on Hornet?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said before, we have a number of community programs within Hornet where our users contribute to making Hornet a better app in general. So people can help us translate into various languages. They help keep our community safe by moderating various content. They can also contribute pieces of content like articles that they've created or curated themselves to the platform. And so all of these actions and all of these contributions will be rewarded with token earnings. And then they can redeem these tokens for various options. So they can buy a subscription to Hornet Premium, We also have swag in our store. Down the line, we'd like to be able to support redemptions to gift cards or currency. And so we really want to make being a contributing member to our community really even more rewarding. And so for the moment, it's a one-for-one swap with our points program, but we hope to build on this in the future.
Great. And to give viewers sort of a first-hand look on this, I want to provide sort of a live a demo to see what this looks like. And first, I'm going to screen share the app and go through the create a wallet process. So I'm just going to create a new account, so it'd be like a new user. In the profile section of it, you have to create the wallets, and then this. I want to emphasize that this 6-digit PIN is very important because it allows access to the wallets. It authorizes transactions, and you can sign in on new devices with this PIN. So do choose a strong PIN instead of the one here. And make sure that it's that you remember the PIN or have it some safe place. And another really cool option is that you can use biometrics to sign in, so you can set that up. But it's very important to still remember the PIN. Matt, did you have anything else to add?
Yeah, so the moment only our beta community has access to the wallet. We chose these users to receive the token first, just because one, they're generally more forgiving of new software implementations and give us really great feedback on bugs and how to make it even better. And two, they're a really active group of community members. So we can really rely on them to roll out new things and get feedback in real time, which is really, really valuable to us. So far, we have just shy of 1,000 users who have claimed a wallet. And this is without us really doing any sort of marketing push. We just sort of quietly turned on the feature for the wider beta group last week. And now that we've sort of gotten that first wave of folks on board, we feel more comfortable rolling it out and doing some more marketing.
Great. And once you have tokens in the wallets, you'll be able to see your balance here. And you can hit view, have your wallet, and the ledger will show you the exact time that you received a certain amount of tokens. So let me go into the shop. So is there anything else you'd like to add about the shop?
Yeah, so when the user goes to complete a redemption in the store, they can choose from various different options, so premium, and then once they go to complete the purchase, they'll have to authenticate the transaction using their wallet on the phone, making the whole process of spending the tokens really secure, and making sure that it's really you that's making the purchase.
Great. And going back to receiving tokens, so the first way that a new user will get tokens is through the airdrop. Matt, what are some of the ways that I guess current beta testers can earn tokens?
Yeah, so beta testers used to earn points by submitting bugs in our beta test forum, and so now every bug that is reported and is sort of received and validated will be given a token reward.
Great. And in the future, or do you have any ways to earn tokens set up for the future?
So in the future, beyond beta testing, all of our community programs will earn tokens. So if you head over there to programs, so you can see we've got a number of programs: moderators, translators, beta testers, stories, and featured guys. Each of these programs will come with various token rewards for contribution. So a fairly simple one, for example, is translations. If you help to translate the app or parts of the app into new languages, or also help to ensure that our existing translations are accurate and grammatically correct, you'll earn tokens for those kinds of contributions.
Great, very exciting. And then after they earn those contributions, they can head over to the shop, buy premium subscription, and I think I also saw merch in there. And then going back to what Sean, what you were talking about earlier is, I think you said anybody that's a current user of Hornet can become a beta tester.
Absolutely. So we can provide the link where people can join any of the community programs, whether it's to translate, contribute a story, or be a beta tester.
Great. For the listeners, if you're interested in this, or if you're a Hornet user, you like to get a sneak peek of what Hornet is working on, I'll add those links down in the description below, so you guys can sign up and check those out. So I guess as we end the podcast, question for Matt and Sean, what are you excited about, I guess, moving forward in regards to the rollout of LGBT token on Hornet, and Sean, I guess for beyond Hornet, for the LGBT Foundation?
So I'm excited about building the ecosystem and seeing more and more people have wallets, use wallets. Hornet's one of the first implementations. It's a big implementation, so it's kind of interesting to have one of the largest partners we could find to be our initial rollout. And that's great for a lot of reasons. One, we also get a lot of, we see how it works at scale, and that helps build the system when you have something where it makes sense to have a token such as the perks program with Hornet. That's a great value for a token to have, and it provides something that's exciting for any implementation partner that we have, because they get access to the Hornet community as well.
I think from my side, for Hornet side, I'm really excited about the additional partners that the LGBT Foundation will onboard and enable Hornet users to redeem for things outside of Hornet. The moment we do have subscriptions and we do have swag, but I think the power of the token will be to spend that at all different kinds of shops and vendors around the world. And I'm really excited to see the impact that switching over to tokens has on the LGBT Foundation's ability to work with these various charities and really advance very important causes. I think it's really exciting, and I'm very excited to be a part of it too.
Great. It's definitely an exciting quarter two, both for OST, for Hornet, for LGBT Foundation, to see this, roll out and happen in front of us. And as you mentioned, Matt, that's something that I also really like as well, is that not only does it make a better rewards program, but it also has a social impact component to it. For the listeners, everything discussed in this episode, you can find all the links down in the description below. And Sean and Matt, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.